A pleasant good morning to one and all present here, and myself YUKTHA and my teammates are M.VAISHNAVI and B.RITHVIK Chowdary. We have done a minor project on the topic of crop yield enhancement with various types of soil testing, and we have done this project under the guidance of Mrs.S.HANNAH ma'am, of assistant professor. And here comes the abstract. Soil's physical and chemical properties play a dominant role to access the soil quality and soil fertility. The fertilizers like phosphorus, potassium, and micronutrients of the soil are incumbent for the development and productiveness of the soil and plants. And here are some of the keywords: micronutrients, electric conductivity, incumbent, phosphorus, potassium, pH value, calcium, support vector machine. And here are some list of figures and table of contents. And these are some of the acronyms and abbreviations we have to. And here comes the introduction. In India, most of the people are farmers, so yield prediction is very important part of farmers' life. Soil, fertilizers, pesticides, weather, rain, so many factors are responsible to increase yield prediction. And the use of computers in many fields is accepted. The use of computers not only automates the process but also makes it more objective. The chance of human error are minimized. And the main aim of the project is to increase the accuracy of crop yield prediction. By keeping the environmental factors in mind, we can suggest the cropping style to help the farmers for better yielding and economical profits. Our project domain is machine learning, and machine learning allows the user to submit an enormous quantity of data to computer algorithm, which then analyzes and makes data-driven suggestions and decisions based only on supply data. And the scope of the project is the goal of this research is to process soil in order to create a low-cost soil classification system for rural farmers. Before beginning agriculture, the texture of the soil is the most important element to consider.
And here comes the literature review. And an application of ID3 decision tree algorithm in land capacity classification is it results that indicate the decision tree algorithm have good potential in land capability classification and soil survey data. And in soil moisture prediction using support vector machines, for predicting soil moisture is presented. In soil classification using machine learning method and crop suggestion based on soil series, machine learning is still emerged and experimental results show that the proposed SVM based method performs better than many existing methods. In soil classification using machine learning methods and crop suggestion based on soil series, machine learning methods using various chemical features and possible crops for the soil series are suggested using geographical attributes. In prediction of crop yielding using machine learning, the proposed system aims to help the farmer to predict the crop yield based on the various factors that such as temperature, rainfall, humidity, soil nutrients, etc. For crop predicting using machine learning approaches, the all input supplies data supplies to machine learning predictive algorithms like support vector machine. In crop yielding prediction using machine learning algorithm will help the farmers to come to decision which crop to grow, include the most yield by considering factors like temperature, rainfall, area, etc. This bridges the gap between the technology and the agriculture sector. The description of the project is existing system, and here we have taken the support vector machine as our existing system. First we collect the sample soil, the fraction of clay, sand, slit, and idea of texture of soil is calculated by hydrometer method. The percentage of clay is equal to corrected hydrometer at 6 hours 52 minutes into 100 by weight of sample. For the proposed system, in existing system, they used the support vector machine and hydrometer method for soil analysis and testing, which is taking a very high time for testing the soil, and even the accuracy is less compared to other methods in order to overcome those problems. It results fast and even the accuracy is better than support vector machine. The feasibility study tells us about the economic feasibility. This will show the gap in income between present a traditional cultivation and modern farming system in which farmers cultivate the crop based on their soil and high yielding varieties seeds modernization the repeated crop damage the fertility and the decreased market value of crops leading farmers to face serious loss of economy. The technical feasibility is about achieving the crop yielding that are competitive with local and traditionally cultivating farmers. Social feasibility is about their level of confidence must be raised so that they can be able to make some constructive criticism, which is welcomed. They are one hour for the system is developed. The system specification are hardware specification and software specification, and these are the given standard and policies.
4.1, the general architecture of a proposed system. This shows the detailed and abstract view of the system. It will take the agriculture data set and test. It will data pre-process and final pre-process. Uh, it will send to ID3 machine learning to train and test the data and display the output.
And here comes the data flow diagram. In this, the first step is collection of data, and the second is pre-process the data, and the next create a perfect data, and the next apply ID3 machine learning algorithm, and the next step is training the data, and next step is testing the data, and the last we get the output.
In use case diagram, in figure 4.3, it shows the process of user case and admin case, where admin will create app or website, test those soil and analyze the condition for the soil given, and they will give the suggestion and feedback to the user, wherein user will register themselves and give the soil.
Here comes the class diagram. There are two types of class, admin class and user class. The first is admin class, crop crop dataset details, soil dataset detail, fertilizer dataset details, add crop dataset, add soil dataset, and many other. In user class, enter pH values, enter location, enter pH destiny values, view crop details, view soil details.
In sequence diagram, admin will give the crop data set to the data set and soil data set to the data set and fertilizer data set to database. Admin will give the crop detail data set, and user will give the enter pH values and density of the soil to the database. The database will give the solution and suggestion and feedback to the user back.
And here comes the collaboration diagram. In the first, it gives the soil. In the next, testing of soil. Next, find or select the soil. And the next, data testing or training. And the next, accuracy and output. And the next, analyze the input. After that, it gives the idea about the soil. And the last, select the soil. This is the collaboration diagram which is shown in the figure 4.6.
This is the activity diagram of our project. It shows the activity of the soil. It will collect the soil data set and it will train and test the data set. It will check all the chemical features like pH value, potassium, magnesium, and copper, iron, manganese, and sulfur. And after it will give the required feedback and suggestion to the user.
And here are the module description, dataset collection. The practice of acquiring and analyzing data from a variety of sources is known as data collection. In order to construct machine learning solution using the data we gather, it must be collected and kept in a form that makes the sense of the problem. And the next, pre-processing of data. Data pre-processing is a data mining approach that entails converting raw data into a format that can be understood. Data from the real world is frequently incomplete and prone to inaccuracies. After removing all the irrelevant information, the dataset is ready for training and testing process. Training, testing, and applying ID3 algorithm. After pre-processing the data, it has to train the test of the data. We have given 70% of data for training and 30% of data for testing. It will train the data using ID3 machine learning algorithm. It is a decision tree learning technique designed by Ross Quillin that generates the decision tree from a dataset that builds a decision tree in a greedy manner by selecting the best characteristic that delivers the most information gain or least entropy.
And in chapter 5, the implementation and testing. The input is given in figure 5.1.1 and 5.1.2 is a data set which is a collection of all details in data about the different soil. Here is here is our data set of soil dot csv, and here is our output design. This is our implementation. In implementation, we have given a function to drop null values that we will get a perfect data set. We have given 20% for testing and 80% for training. By testing and training process, we have got the accuracy of n weighted average of 186 for ID3, and we have got accuracy of n weighted average for 140 for SVM. Here is our output.
Here are some testing. Testing is unit testing. In unit testing, it takes individual modules and it is tested to determine if there are any issues. It involves the design of test cases that validate that the data set is functioning properly or not, and it checks the program input produce valid outputs. And the next is integration testing. In integration testing, it tests the integrated software components to determine if they actually run as one program. It takes every module or components of soil are tested as combined entity. System testing. In system testing, integration testing pass the components are taken as input. It detects any irregularity between the units that are integrated together. It evaluates system compliance with its specified requirement.
This is our test result for our implementation.
And result analysis result and analysis efficiency of the postponed system by the system is proposed that it gave the best results when compared to the support vector machine, as it can detect the soil properly and give the results accurately, as it is not a time consulting consuming process. It can test quickly. It is economical in a country like India where agriculture is the major source of occupation for people. These types of projects help them economically in comparison of existing and postponed system, as it is determined SVM is the oldest algorithm which is developed in 1960, so it is using somehow newer algorithm which is ID3. And ID3 start building the tree from the top, and the greedy approach means that at each iteration we select the best feature at the present moment to create a node. And this is the sample code what we have given, and the output as follows.
This is precision and recall output.
And here comes the conclusion and future enhancement. In conclusion, in this project, ID3 algorithm can be applied over dataset and model is trained and the output is classified. This model helps the users to know the level of soil fertility. It is concluded that the tree machine learning algorithm ID3 is showing a very good accuracy than supported machine algorithm. And in future enhancement, as of now, the project tests compatibility of detecting the soil nature and capacity by its nutrient value, and other factors so that it can help the farmers choose the best crop for their soil. So in future, to develop this as a project, we will calculate the amount of yielding a land can give according to the soil and profit ratio. And this is the plagiarism report we have checked for our report. And this is the source code and poster presentation.
These are
And
the references we have took.
And here comes the end of our project. Thank you.
Thank you.